Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Dutch ebook before it's gone. When learning a new language, everyone should have an ultimate goal to work towards. Whether you want to be able to connect with a relative, easily order food while traveling, or go somewhere new, having an end goal for your learning can be very motivating. A popular but challenging goal is being able to speak like a native speaker. It's difficult to measure exactly when you reach this goal, and it's not something you can pick up using textbooks alone. So how do you work on making your speech more natural? That's what we're going to look at today. Here are 3 tips to help you practice talking like a native speaker. Number 1, focus on vocabulary. If your goal is to speak like a native, you might be really focused on speaking quickly or using as many complex grammar patterns as possible. But in our native languages, we're not always trying to speak as fast as possible, and we use complex grammar patterns when necessary, not to show off. Vocabulary, however, is extremely important to expressing ourselves naturally. Your choice of words can reveal a lot about you and your understanding of the language. Most learners have had the experience of using a phrasebook or a dictionary to find a word they want to use, trying the word in conversation, and getting a look of confusion from the native speaker. In some cases, although your word choice may be grammatically correct, the word may be inappropriate for the situation or totally unnatural. This is especially important in business and other formal situations, where the right level of formality and professionalism is key. Being able to understand nuances in vocabulary words can also help you understand relationships between people just by listening to the conversation. Try to listen to many different types of conversations. Listen to how people talk to their friends, their superiors, and in customer service situations. This will give you a better idea of how to talk to others naturally. In some languages, you can omit words from sentences or use more direct communication styles. It's important to be aware of these things so you can apply them yourself. Colloquialisms and slang are also commonly used in most languages. As this sort of vocabulary is always evolving, it can be difficult to keep up with the latest words. Talk with native speakers and consume media in your target language to make sure you pick up these kinds of expressions. Media is a great resource for your learning. Ultimately, knowing the appropriate vocabulary to use for each situation will really help you sound more knowledgeable. Number 2, perfect your accent. With every language, there are unique pronunciation and intonation challenges. Some languages are tonal languages, and a change in pitch can completely change the meaning of a word. Then there's the fact that most countries have multiple dialects, and so people from one area of the country may sound different from those in another. So what is the best way to listen to a wide range of accents and different pronunciations? Video and audio resources are a great way to do this. YouTube is a perfect place to start because people from all kinds of different backgrounds upload videos to the platform. You can watch educational videos, daily life vlogs, cooking shows, a travel series, whatever interests you. Pay attention to the different ways people speak. Everyone is unique. And then practice speaking like them. This kind of practice can help you sound more natural. One note, please be aware of the type of resources you're using. For example, if you find a video where a speaker uses a rare dialect, it might not be a good idea to use that for your pronunciation practice, unless you have a special reason for studying a specific accent. As a general rule, it's best to try to search for practice resources that use a standard form of the language you're studying. Number 3, copy what you hear. Do you remember how you learned to speak as a child? We rarely learned new words just listening to them, or reading after we learned how. When we were little kids, we imitated the sounds we heard by repeating the sounds out loud. While you're talking to a friend, watching videos, or listening to audio in your target language, you can do this to try and replicate the way they speak. Doing this will help you work on mastering the flow of the language, your accent, intonation, and pronunciation. Of course, you might also pick up some new vocabulary this way. Make sure to repeat new words often. It's a great way to make sure you remember them. Try doing this using a number of different mediums and sources. That way, you'll be exposed to the diversity that the language offers and master the fundamentals of pronunciation. For example, You can watch and imitate several different YouTube videos and audio CDs, but try a few different sources, like different creators or different audio types, to make sure you experience a wide range of communication in your target language. If you're using our language learning program, you can even get your own teacher with Premium Plus. Your teacher can answer questions, give assignments, and even listen to your recordings and give you advice on pronunciation. Completing these kinds of lessons with a native teacher can really boost your confidence in your speaking skills. Becoming able to speak like a native is a popular goal for many people learning a new language. It feels great to be able to communicate smoothly, especially when the people you're talking to expect basic level sentences or broken communication. Try using the tips we've shared in this video to work on improving your speaking skills. Of course, it'll take time and persistence, but the reward will be more natural communication. And for even more tips on speaking, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Goedemiddag. Mijn bagage is niet aangekomen. Kunt u mij helpen?
Ja, ik zal mijn best doen. Wat is het vluchtnummer?
UA 315, vanuit New York. We zijn 2 uur geleden geland.
Ik ga voor u bellen. Een ogenblikje, alstublieft.
En, is er nieuws?
Ja, uw bagage was in New York vergeten, maar zit al op het volgende vliegtuig.
Kunt u het naar ons hotel laten brengen?
Natuurlijk. Mag ik uw adres? En onze excuses voor het ongemak.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Bagage.
Luggage.
Bagage. Bagage. Aangekomen.
Arrived.
Aangekomen. Aangekomen. Best doen.
To try to do one's best.
Best doen. Best doen. Geleden.
Ago.
Geleden. Geleden. Zoek geraakt.
To get or be lost.
Zoek geraakt. Zoek geraakt. Volgende.
Next.
Volgende. Volgende. Ongemak.
Inconvenience.
Ongemak. Ongemak. Excuses.
Apologies.
Excuses. Excuses.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Goedemiddag. Mijn bagage is niet aangekomen. Kunt u mij helpen?
Ja, ik zal mijn best doen. Wat is het vluchtnummer?
UA 315, vanuit New York. We zijn 2 uur geleden geland.
Ik ga voor u bellen. Een ogenblikje, alstublieft.
En, is er nieuws?
Ja, uw bagage was in New York vergeten, maar zit al op het volgende vliegtuig.
Kunt u het naar ons hotel laten brengen?
Natuurlijk. Mag ik uw adres? En onze excuses voor het ongemak.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Neemt u mij niet kwalijk. Kunt u ons alstublieft zeggen hoe we bij restaurant Het Pannenkoekenhuis komen?
Ja, natuurlijk. Dat is heel makkelijk. Wilt u de bus nemen of anders lopen?
Liever met de bus.
Neem bus nummer 24 en vraag aan de chauffeur om u te waarschuwen bij de Grote Markt.
Kunt u dat even opschrijven?
Ja, natuurlijk. Op de Grote Markt ziet u naast de kerk een grote winkelstraat. Die loopt u in. Na 200 meter ziet u het restaurant aan uw linkerkant.
Hartelijk dank.
Graag gedaan en een prettige maaltijd.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Neemt u mij niet kwalijk.
Please excuse me.
Neemt u mij niet kwalijk. Neemt u mij niet kwalijk. Pannenkoek.
Pancake.
Pannenkoek. Pannenkoek. Makkelijk.
Easy.
Makkelijk. Makkelijk. Nemen.
To take.
Nemen. Nemen. Lopen.
To walk.
Lopen. Lopen. Waarschuwen.
To warn.
Waarschuwen. Waarschuwen. Winkelstraat.
Shopping street.
Winkelstraat. Winkelstraat. Linkerkant.
Left side.
Linkerkant. Linkerkant. Graag gedaan.
My pleasure. You're welcome.
Graag gedaan. Graag gedaan.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Neemt u mij niet kwalijk. Kunt u ons alstublieft zeggen hoe we bij restaurant Het Pannenkoekenhuis komen?
Ja, natuurlijk. Dat is heel makkelijk. Wilt u de bus nemen of anders lopen?
Liever met de bus.
Neem bus nummer 24 en vraag aan de chauffeur om u te waarschuwen bij de Grote Markt.
Kunt u dat even opschrijven?
Ja, natuurlijk. Op de Grote Markt ziet u naast de kerk een grote winkelstraat. Die loopt u in. Na 200 meter ziet u het restaurant aan uw linkerkant.
Hartelijk dank.
Graag gedaan en een prettige maaltijd.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
Hi there and welcome to this Dutch class. My name is Stella and today we're going to talk about some different phrases that you can use to amaze native speakers of the Dutch language. Are you ready? Let's go! Dank je, maar eigenlijk ben ik geen native speaker. Thank you, but I'm not a native speaker actually. After this class, people automatically assume that you're a native speaker, and then you can baffle them with this sentence. Dank je, maar eigenlijk ben ik geen native speaker. Dank je, maar eigenlijk ben ik geen native speaker. Thank you, but I'm actually not a native speaker. So make sure this comes out completely fluent, because you don't want to ruin the effect. So did you notice that the Dutch verb for native speaker is just native speaker borrowed from the English? That ought to make it a little bit easier for you. Ik had maar een jaar nodig om er fluent in te worden. It only took me 1 year to become fluent. Next sentence. Ik had maar een jaar nodig om er fluent in te worden. Ik had maar een jaar nodig om er fluent in te worden. And this means it only took me 1 year to become fluent. Now don't feel bad if this is not true. Dutch is a notoriously difficult language to master, so it will probably take anyone more than a year. Ik spreek in 3 jaar tijd Nederlands als een native speaker. I'll speak Dutch like a native speaker in 3 years. This one is a touch more realistic. Ik spreek in 3 jaar tijd Nederlands als een native speaker. Ik spreek in 3 jaar tijd Nederlands als een native speaker. So this sentence is said like it's like a New Year's resolution, right? So if you want to say that it has already happened, then you should use the past tense. So you would say, ik sprak in 3 jaar tijd. Instead of ik spreek. Ik ben al 10 jaar Nederlands aan het leren. I've been learning Dutch for 10 years. This next one is for everyone who feels that it's going to take some more time. Ik ben al 10 jaar Nederlands aan het leren. Ik ben al 10 jaar Nederlands aan het leren. I've been learning Dutch for 10 years. So to be honest, even native Dutch speakers make mistakes. I've been learning Dutch for 27 years. It's a hard language, guys, so don't feel bad. Ik kan Nederlandse films zonder ondertiteling kijken. I can watch Dutch movies without subtitles. Here's one that's a true accomplishment and it's within reach. Ik kan Nederlandse films zonder ondertiteling kijken. Ik kan Nederlandse films zonder ondertiteling kijken. And this means I can watch Dutch movies without subtitles. Now the only question remaining is, why would you want to watch Dutch movies? Just kidding. There's one movie that I really do like and can recommend, and it's called Minoes. The story is by Annie M. G. Schmid, and it has Carice van Houten in it. So it's a really great movie. It's about a woman who's actually a cat, I think. Ik kan ongeveer 50 nieuwe Nederlandse woorden per dag onthouden. I can memorize around 50 new Dutch words a day. Next phrase. Ik kan ongeveer 50 nieuwe Nederlandse woorden per dag onthouden. Ik kan ongeveer 50 nieuwe Nederlandse woorden onthouden. I can memorize around 50 new Dutch words a day. So if that's really true, then I applaud you. 50 words is a lot to remember in one day. Nederlands is leuk en makkelijk te leren. Dutch is fun and easy to learn. Nederlands is leuk en makkelijk te leren. Nederlands is leuk en makkelijk te leren. Dutch is fun and easy to learn. Now, to be completely honest, I don't agree with this. I feel it's disheartening to say that any language is easy to learn. I mean, sure, we're trying to make it as easy as we can for you, but it takes a lot of hard work, and also it really depends on what language you're coming from. Like, if you already speak German or something, it'll be a lot easier. So, however hard or easy you think it is, go you, you're doing great. Naast het Nederlands kan ik ook nog een paar andere talen spreken. Apart from Dutch, I can speak a few other languages as well. Naast het Nederlands kan ik ook een paar andere talen spreken. Naast het Nederlands kan ik ook een paar andere talen spreken. Apart from Dutch, I can speak a few other languages as well. So if you're watching this, you at least speak English fairly well, and probably a little Dutch by now. So good job. And if you don't feel that that's enough, I can recommend Swedish. It's a pretty language. Ik leer Nederlands helemaal zelf. I'm learning Dutch all by myself. Ik leer Nederlands helemaal zelf. Ik leer Nederlands helemaal zelf. I'm learning Dutch all by myself. If you are, don't do that. The key to any language is communication, and really listening and speaking with others would really help you learning this language. So whenever you can, try to practice your listening and speaking skills with a buddy who's also learning Dutch, or even better, with a Dutch native speaker. So studying by yourself is impressive, but learning with a friend is faster and more fun. So try to find someone to study with. Ik begreep alles van wat je zei. I completely understood everything you said. Now, if things are going really well and someone is unsure about your Dutch skills, you can say this. Ik begreep alles van wat je zei. Ik begreep alles van wat je zei. I completely understood everything you said. So Dutch people will switch to English when they think that maybe it's easier for you. So to prevent them from doing that, make sure you can say this sentence so you can practice your listening skills and speaking skills too, maybe. So congratulations on finishing this lesson in 10 phrases you can use to amaze native Dutch speakers with. Thank you for watching. If there's anything you want to know more about, let me know in the comments. Remember to subscribe, and if you want to learn more Dutch, you can go to dutchpod101.com. Thanks for watching.
Hi there, you here to learn some Dutch? My name is Stella, and today we'll be talking about some very important autumn vocabulary. Let's go! The first word of the day is trui. Sweater. Mijn trui is te klein. Mijn trui is te klein. My sweater is too small. Now this can be a tough word to pronounce because of the O sound and a throaty R. Trui. Trui. Keep practicing, it's a tough one. The next word is regenachtig. Rainy. Het is regenachtig weer. Het is regenachtig weer. The weather is rainy. So these sound quite similar. Regen, rainy. See, you got this. Just remember to practice the regenachtig. It's a really, really tricky one for non-native Dutch speakers. But I'm sure you can get it right. Just practice. Winderig. Windy. Het wordt morgen een winderige dag. Het wordt morgen een winderige dag. Tomorrow is going to be a windy day. Again, very similar sounds, so easy to remember. In Dutch, if you want to make a noun into an adjective, sometimes you can add ich or achtig at the end. So, zon, zonnig, regen, regenachtig. Fris. Cool. De wind is erg fris. De wind is erg fris. The wind is very cool, by which we mean cold. Now, the word fris can also mean refreshing, or it can be used as a noun, and in that case it means soda. Next word is herfst. Autumn. De herfst is mijn favoriete jaargetijde. De herfst is mijn favoriete jaargetijde. Autumn is my favorite season. Fun fact, herfst is a funny word because it doesn't rhyme with anything, since it has 4 consonants at the end. Okay, next word is koud. Cold. Het water van de Noordzee is koud. Het water van de Noordzee is koud. The water of the North Sea is cold. This is definitely true, guys. I mean, the North Sea is wonderful, but the water is murky and very, very cold. So why is it lovely, you ask? Well, because it's Dutch, of course. Duh. Next word. Kastanje. Chestnut. We gaan kastanjes zoeken. We gaan kastanjes zoeken. We'll go chestnut hunting. Fun fact, the word kast in kastanje actually means closet, kind of like the word chest in chestnut. Hey. Another autumn staple, t-shirt met lange mouwen. Long-sleeved shirt. Ik ben op zoek naar een t-shirt met lange mouwen. Ik ben op zoek naar een t-shirt met lange mouwen. I am looking for a long-sleeved t-shirt. Now you don't necessarily need to say T, you can also just say shirt. And remember that the au in mouwen is pronounced kind of like in the word how. Vallende bladeren. Falling leaves. In oktober zie je al vallende bladeren. In oktober zie je al vallende bladeren. You can already see falling leaves in October. Be careful, in Dutch we do not spell the words of months with a capital letter at the beginning. Blad. Leaf. Het blad van een eik. Het blad van een eik. The leaf of an oak. So be mindful of this word. The singular is blad, plural is bladeren. So it's common to use the diminutive form bladje. That's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching. And remember to practice your Dutch vocabulary. So if you like this, please like and subscribe. And if you want to learn more Dutch, visit dutchpod101.com. Have a wonderful autumn.
Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Hoe is het weer? Regent het?
Nee, geen regen. Motregen.
En is het ook koud?
Nee, het is warm en vochtig.
Oh, dan neem ik alleen mijn paraplu mee.
Ja, ik ook. Kan je de mijne even aangeven?
Is deze paraplu van jou? Alsjeblieft.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Weer,
Weather.
weer, weer. Regen,
Rain.
regen, regen. Motregen,
Drizzle.
motregen, motregen. Warm,
Warm.
warm, warm. Vochtig,
Sticky.
vochtig, vochtig. Paraplu,
Umbrella.
paraplu, paraplu. Mijne,
Mine.
mijne, mijne. Van jou,
From you.
van jou, van jou.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Hoe is het weer? Regent het?
Nee, geen regen. Motregen.
En is het ook koud?
Nee, het is warm en vochtig.
Oh, dan neem ik alleen mijn paraplu mee.
Ja, ik ook. Kan je de mijne even aangeven?
Is deze paraplu van jou? Alsjeblieft.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
Does having a study partner help you learn a language faster? For most people, having a friend or romantic partner who is a native speaker of their target language dramatically improves their ability to master the language. In this video, we'll talk about some ways to help you build relationships with people. We'll also talk about 3 reasons having a native speaker partner can improve your language fluency. First, knowing a native speaker helps you better understand the culture. Knowing a native speaker gets you connected with the culture in ways that no lessons or textbooks ever could. Native speakers are better informed about the latest slang expressions and know interesting places to eat and hang out. Having a friend or partner who is a native speaker can dramatically improve your understanding of the language. In addition to language, you can learn about cultural practices, gestures, and relationships. Second, having a native speaker partner increases your exposure to the language. Practice makes perfect is a well-known expression that is certainly true for language learning. When you have a friend, romantic partner, or study buddy, you speak to them through text messages, phone calls, and basic interaction. These are all opportunities for you to practice the language. Making an effort to practice will help your vocabulary quickly expand beyond simple greetings, flirtatious words, and basic comments to deeper, more meaningful conversations. Third, a supportive partner is the best study aid you can find. We all make mistakes, especially when trying to learn a new language. But if you have a supportive partner, they can gently point out your mistakes and help you find better ways to express yourself. And if your native speaker study partner is also your romantic partner, your motivation will likely be even higher than someone who does not have a romantic relationship with a native speaker. Now, let's look at 3 ways our language learning program helps you learn even faster if you have a native speaker partner. First, all resources and materials are available in English and in your target language. Studying with a partner is special because it's an opportunity for both of you to learn a new language. That's why every single lesson, transcript, vocabulary list, and resource on our website is available in English and in your target language. You can learn from each other. Second, lessons are designed to help you understand and engage with culture. On our website, our focus is to help our students learn practical vocabulary and phrases that are actually used in everyday conversation. This means that from your very first lesson, you can start applying what you learn immediately. So if you want to go out to a restaurant, play games, or attend a social function with your partner, you'll have the vocabulary and phrases necessary to have a great time. Third, access to special resources dedicated to romantic phrases. If your study partner is your romantic partner, we have resources to help you communicate your feelings correctly. Our language learning program has special sections and tools to teach you love words, phrases, and cultural insights. Of course, please remember that simply being in a relationship is no substitute for studying. Communication is key to every relationship, whether romantic or not. If you fail to continue expanding your vocabulary and you stop learning the language on your own, your relationships may suffer or fizzle out. Without question, spending time with native speakers can help you dramatically improve your language proficiency. But this is no replacement for focused studying. It's essential to help facilitate better communication and master the language. When learning a new language, we sometimes have a hard time with things like procrastination, discouragement, or failure. But don't panic. With a good strategy, you'll be able to overcome these difficulties. Are you ready to discover the 4 habits of successful learners? Number 1, optimize your time. When learning a language, it's important to dedicate time to your studies regularly, even if sometimes it's difficult. You're busy with school, work, family, or friends, but you can spread out your learning throughout the day. Study whenever you have small gaps of time in your busy schedule. This can be when you're on the metro, on your lunch break, or while you're exercising. Our podcast learning format fits perfectly into your tight schedule. Number 2, consistency with your chosen method. There are a lot of options when it comes to courses and learning materials. Switching from one method to another can confuse you and disrupt your progress. Focusing on one learning method will make a difference. Our method has been created and optimized by real teachers, so you can stick to it with confidence. Number 3, use your language background. Many languages share some commonalities. You can find words that look or sound similar, or even share the same grammar structure. A little bit of language background will give you an edge while learning. Number 4, study continuously. People are excited when they start learning a new language. The enthusiasm usually lasts until the first roadblock. This can lead to discouragement and procrastination. But don't burn yourself out. Learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't try to learn it all at once. Break things down into more digestible chunks. Learning step by step might feel slow, but it's an efficient way to learn a language. With patience, motivation, and good resources, you'll master the language. Remember, you can't learn a language overnight, but with motivation and these daily lessons, you'll be on the road to fluency. Give it a try now. Sign up for your account. Just click the link in the description.
Hi guys, welcome to this Dutch lesson where I, Stella, will be teaching you 20 very important things you need to know when you're going to the beach. So let's get started. Zonnebril, zonnebril, sunglasses. Vergeet je zonnebril niet. Vergeet je zonnebril niet. Don't forget your sunglasses. So if you're anything like me, you probably forget your sunglasses half the time and spend all day squinting against the sun. So this is a really great first word. It's before you even get to the beach that this is important. Strand, strand, beach. Het is druk op het strand. Het is druk op het strand. The beach is crowded. So Dutch beaches are often crowded because if it is warm, then everyone within a 2-hour drive wants to go to the beach. So traffic is insane and the beaches are, crowded. Zwemmen, zwemmen, swimming. Laten we gaan zwemmen. Laten we gaan zwemmen. Let's go swimming. Swimming is one of my favorite things to do in the summer. In winter as well, but then you would really need to go to a pool because the Dutch Sea is really only doable between, say, June and September or something. Zon, zon, sun. De zon is een ster. De zon is een ster. The sun is a star. So the Dutch word zon is quite close to the English word sun, so it should be easy enough to remember. And now you've also learned the word for star, which is ster. Palmboom, palmboom, palm tree. Ik zie 2 palmbomen. Ik zie 2 palmbomen. I see 2 palm trees. Now actually a palm tree is not really typical for Dutch beaches because they don't grow here. But you'll see them in pots from time to time at beach restaurants or whatever. Schelp, schelp, seashell. Heb je wel eens een schelp gegeten? Heb je wel eens een schelp gegeten? Have you ever eaten a seashell? That just seems like the most random question ever. Like, have you ever inhaled a tree or something? Don't eat seashells, guys. It's not what they're for. It would be a mistake. However, the word schelp is a good one to practice because it has that tricky Dutch sch sound at the beginning. Charming, isn't it? Badpak, badpak, swimsuit. Mijn zus heeft een blauw badpak. Mijn zus heeft een blauw badpak. My sister has a blue swimsuit. It's probably important to tell you that the word badpak only means like a one-piece swimsuit. So it's not a bikini. A bikini is not a badpak, where I guess it would be a swimsuit. So there's a distinction there. Oceaan, oceaan, ocean. De walvis zwemt in de oceaan. De walvis zwemt in de oceaan. The whale is swimming in the ocean. It's an easy one, right? I mean, it's just the same as the English word ocean, except there's an extra A in there and you move the stress to that A. So, oceaan. Kustwacht. Kustwacht. Lifeguard. Er is een kustwacht op het strand. Er is een kustwacht op het strand. There's a lifeguard at the beach. Now this one is a little tricky because kustwacht is also like the beach police. So it's not just, I think they also come out to rescue you if you're in trouble, but they also, I mean, if you do something illegal or whatever, they also get in their boat and go out there. Jet ski, jet ski, jet ski. Who would have thought? Mijn oom heeft een jetski gekocht. Mijn oom heeft een jetski gekocht. My uncle has bought a jet ski. So You don't really see jet skis a lot at Dutch beaches, but it happens, I suppose. At least you won't have trouble remembering this one. Strandlaken. Strandlaken. Beach towel. Ik kan mijn strandlaken niet vinden. Ik kan mijn strandlaken niet vinden. I can't find my beach towel. Another word we use a lot is just handdoek, which just means towel. And laken actually means sheet. So strandlaken put together means beach sheet. And that's because they're usually larger than our regular towels. Strandstoel. Strandstoel. Beach chair. Reserveer alsjeblieft een strandstoel. Reserveer alsjeblieft een strandstoel. Please reserve a beach chair. Or if you want the full experience, you can just drop your strandlaken in the sand and sit on that. Zandkasteel. Zandkasteel. Sandcastle. We bouwen een zandkasteel. We bouwen een zandkasteel. We are building a sandcastle. So this word can be easily split up into two parts, which is zand, sand, and kasteel, castle. I bet you didn't see that one coming, did you? Coolbox. Coolbox. Cooler. Kun je de coolbox meenemen? Kun je de coolbox meenemen? Can you take the cooler? Again, here's a word that's easy to recognize because you're saying cool box, but with a Dutch accent. Coolbox. Vloed. Vloed. High tide. Het is vloed. Het is vloed. It's high tide. So vloed means high tide, and the word for low tide is ebb with EB. So it's ebb and vloed. And if you're listening carefully, you can hear the similarity with ebb and flow. Zonnen. Zonnen. To tan. Ik hou van zonnen. Ik hou van zonnen. I love to tan. Now, zonnen also means just sunbathing, because Dutch people, we don't really tan easily, mostly. So make sure you always use plenty of sunscreen to protect yourself from the harmful sun rays. Snorkelen. Snorkelen. Snorkeling. In Egypte kun je goed snorkelen. In Egypte kun je goed snorkelen. Egypt is great for snorkeling. So here again we have a word that is very much the same in both English and Dutch. I've always wondered whether it's supposed to sound like bubbles. Snorkeling. Is that just me? Slipper. Slipper. Flip-flop. Ik heb 3 slippers. Ik heb 3 slippers. I have 3 flip-flops. This phrase really made me laugh because why would you have 3 flip-flops? Anyway, this is easy to mix up because we do have the word slippers like in English. It just doesn't mean exactly the same thing. So if you're trying to say slippers, then use flip-flops. Zonnebrand. Zonnebrand. Sunscreen. Dat is een grote fles zonnebrand. Dat is een grote fles zonnebrand. That's a big bottle of sunscreen. Now, an interesting thing about this word is that zonnebrand literally means sun and burn. So the full term is zonnebrandcrème, so sunburn cream to protect against sunburn. But people just leave out the last bit. That's because unlike in English, you can't have sunburn in Dutch. You can't say ik heb zonnebrand unless you mean the product. So if you want to say you have a sunburn, you would say ik ben verbrand, which would literally translate to I am burned. So keep in mind, zonnebrand means sunscreen, even though you're only literally saying sunburn. Bikini. 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 Oh nee, ik ben mijn bikini vergeten. Oh nee, ik ben mijn bikini vergeten. Oh no, I forgot my bikini. This one's not very difficult to wrap your head around, is it? I don't think this needs any further explanation. Right, you've reached the end of this lesson. Thank you for sticking with it. It was a long one. You now know many words you can use when going to the beach. That's all for now. Goodbye and have fun at the beach.
Hello and welcome to this next Dutch lesson. My name is Stella and today we're going to talk about 10 words and phrases you'll need when you're going back to school. at the beginning of the school year. It's never easy, but at least now you will know what to say. Heb je je huiswerk af? Heb je je huiswerk af? Did you finish your homework? So the Dutch word for finishing something is afmaken, and the word for having finished it is afhebben. So that's why it's heb je je huiswerk af. We don't have a separate word for to finish something. Klasgenoot. Klasgenoot. Classmate. John is mijn klasgenoot. John is mijn klasgenoot. John is my classmate. Now this word is really only used in the diminutive form, klasgenootje. If you're adults and that feels too weird, then you can also say iemand uit mijn klas, which means someone from my class. And it's much more neutral. Klasgenootje implies that you're great friends. Huiswerk. Huiswerk. Homework. Elke dag maak ik mijn huiswerk. Elke dag maak ik mijn huiswerk. Every day I do my homework. Everyone's favorite word, isn't it? Again, this one is difficult because many people find that au klank difficult to pronounce. You could compare it to like a really posh pronunciation of over. So like over, o, au, huiswerk. That makes any sense. Examen, examen, exam. Er is een belangrijk examen in mei. Er is een belangrijk examen in mei. There is an important exam in May. Now, to be honest, we only use the word examen when it's the final exam of something. So like at the end of high school is an exam. If not, we usually say tentamen. But let's not get too bogged down in the complications of the Dutch educational system. Zomervakantie. Zomervakantie. Summer break. In de zomervakantie ga ik op vakantie. In de zomervakantie ga ik op vakantie. I will go on holiday during the summer break. Should I repeat that word vakantie a couple more times? No? It's a lot like vacation, so it's an easy one to remember. School. 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 Ik vind school niet leuk. Ik vind school niet leuk. I don't like school. Or maybe you do like school, I don't know. Do you? It's another very tricky sound to get right, especially if you're just starting out with learning Dutch. And then O. It's a difficult combination. Don't feel bad if you're not getting it on the first try. Studeren. Studeren. To study. Mijn zus studeert biologie. Mijn zus studeert biologie. My sister studies biology. Now, studeren means two things. The first meaning is that you're attending a university, and the second meaning is that you're busy studying at the moment, so kind of like in English. Het is de eerste schooldag. Het is de eerste schooldag. It's the first day of class. I wish I could come up with some positive association for you guys, like making new friends or whatever, but to be honest, I'm just really glad I don't have to go through that anymore. Growing up is awesome, guys. We zitten in dezelfde klas. We zitten in dezelfde klas. We're in the same class. So here's a funny thing with Dutch. We will often use the verb zitten, so sitting, if what we mean is being. So this literally says we're sitting in the same class, but it just means that we are in the same class. Welke lessen volg je? Welke lessen volg je? What classes are you taking? As you can hear, the Dutch word les, which is the singular of lesson, is not like the English lesson, except that lesson is singular. Also, volgen means following. So it's like saying you're following a class. You finished this lesson and going back to school, so congratulations, you're now completely prepared for your first day of class. If there are any other words or phrases you would like to hear, let me know in the comment section. Remember to like and subscribe, and if you want to learn more Dutch, go and visit dutchpod101.com. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Hi there.
Are you ready to learn some new Dutch words? My name is Sella and today we'll be talking about gift ideas. Let's get started. Boek. Book. Mijn vader leest graag boeken. Mijn vader leest graag boeken. My father likes to read books. I also love books, but to be honest, I don't think they make for very good gifts unless I've specifically requested to have that book. Otherwise, it just feels like a chore. Parfum. Perfume. Heb je het nieuwe parfum al? Heb je het nieuwe parfum al? Do you already have that new perfume? Another really easy one. Do you guys wear perfume? I have one that smells like fresh laundry, and I use that a lot. It's the best scent ever. Next one's also very easy, guys. You got this. Camera. Camera. Een dure camera kopen. Een dure camera kopen. To buy an expensive camera. This is another insanely expensive gift. It even says so. I mean, here's an idea. If someone loves photography, get them a nice accessory like a filter or an easy way to store their lens cap or something. Whew. Oh, this one isn't really better though. Smartphone. Smartphone. Zij heeft de nieuwste smartphone. Zij heeft de nieuwste smartphone. She has the newest smartphone. I definitely don't have the newest smartphone. I've had mine repaired like 3 times and it still works well. It's much better for the environment that way, though the battery does drain very quickly. Spelcomputer. Game console. De PS3 is mijn favoriete spelcomputer. De PS3 is mijn favoriete spelcomputer. The PS3 is my favorite console. What's your favorite console? I got a Game Boy Color when I was like 9 or something, I think. And I don't think I let it out of my hands for the first 5 years after that. Good times. Woordenboek. Dictionary. Van Dalen is een Nederlands woordenboek. Van Dalen is een Nederlands woordenboek. Van Dalen is a Dutch dictionary. Why would you give someone a dictionary as a gift? Like, happy birthday, here's some light reading. I don't know, unless you're really into the dictionary game, I don't really see how this would be a great gift. Unless you're learning Dutch and it's a Dutch dictionary, of course. Next word. Een vlucht naar Nederland. A flight to the Netherlands. Volgende week ga ik een vlucht naar Nederland boeken. Volgende week ga ik een vlucht naar Nederland boeken. Next week I'm going to book a flight to the Netherlands. Now I see why this dictionary might come in handy. Practice the pronunciation on this one. That ch sound is pretty hard. Vlucht. Kleding. Clothes. Zij koopt elke maand nieuwe kleding. Zij koopt elke maand nieuwe kleding. Every month she buys new clothes. Instead of kleding, you can also say kleren, which also means clothes. And an interesting thing about the word kleren is that it's plurale tantum, which means the word doesn't exist in singular form. Fles wijn. Bottle of wine. Een fles wijn graag. Een fles wijn graag. A bottle of wine, please. Now here's a gift that most adults will appreciate. I mean, even if they don't drink wine themselves, you can always, use it when guests come to visit or something. Next word. Fiets. Bicycle. Heb jij ook een fiets? Heb jij ook een fiets? Do you also have a bicycle? In the Netherlands, everyone has a bicycle. It's not even a valid question, really, if someone has one. You do. I think I know literally one person who doesn't have a bike, and that's because it just got stolen. So the roads here are very bicycle friendly, and it's a great way to get around. Well, that concludes our lesson for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, please. And if you want to learn more Dutch, go visit dutchpod101.com. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary, followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Goedemorgen. Ik wil graag iets opsturen per post.
Natuurlijk, meneer. Waar moet het naartoe?
Naar Amerika.
Mag ik het pakket wegen?
Ja, natuurlijk. Hier is het.
Het weegt 250 gram. Wilt u het gewoon of per snelpost opsturen?
Gewoon graag.
Dan wordt het €14,50.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Graag.
Please. Gladly.
Graag. Graag. Opsturen.
To send.
Opsturen. Opsturen. Per.
By. Per.
Per. Per. Naartoe.
Where to?
Naartoe. Naartoe. Pakket.
Package.
Pakket. Pakket. Wegen.
To weigh.
Wegen. Wegen. Gewoon.
Standard.
Gewoon. Gewoon. Snelpost.
Express.
Snelpost. Snelpost. Euro.
Euro.
Euro. Euro. Natuurlijk.
Of course.
Natuurlijk. Natuurlijk.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Goedemorgen. Ik wil graag iets opsturen per post.
Natuurlijk, meneer. Waar moet het naartoe?
Naar Amerika.
Mag ik het pakket wegen?
Ja, natuurlijk. Hier is het.
Het weegt 250 gram. Wilt u het gewoon of per snelpost opsturen?
Gewoon graag.
Dan wordt het €14,50.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary, followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Goedenavond. Heeft u nog een kamer?
Jawel, meneer. 1 persoons of 2 persoons?
2 persoons graag. En met een douche.
Geen probleem. Wilt u morgenochtend gewekt worden?
Ja, graag. Om 8 uur alstublieft.
Komt voor elkaar. Mag ik uw paspoort nog even zien?
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Goedenavond.
Good evening.
Goedenavond. Goedenavond. Kamer.
Room.
Kamer. Kamer. Eenpersoons.
Single.
Eenpersoons. Eenpersoons. Tweepersoons.
Double.
Tweepersoons. Tweepersoons. Met.
With.
Met. Met. Douche.
Shower.
Douche. Douche. Gewekt.
To be woken up.
Gewekt. Gewekt. Alstublieft.
Please.
Alstublieft. Alstublieft. Mag.
May.
Mag. Mag.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Goedenavond. Heeft u nog een kamer?
Jawel, meneer. 1 persoons of 2 persoons?
2 persoons graag. En met een douche.
Geen probleem. Wilt u morgenochtend gewekt worden?
Ja, graag. Om 8 uur alstublieft.
Komt voor elkaar. Mag ik uw paspoort nog even zien?
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Dutch ebook before it's gone.